I'm sure a lot of people in the comments section would agree that Bloom kinda sucks. I mean, it rewards bad players by giving them random lucky headshots all the time, and it punishes the good players when the crosshair was clearly lined up on that guy's head, but the bullet went all the way to the left. Epic, please! Sorry, what was that, Epic Games? First shot accuracy is now here. I don't know what that means, Epic Games. If only there was this YouTuber who could explain it all to me and has a really cool purple intro. If you stuck through that wacky and cringy intro, then welcome to the video. My name's Dowsey and we're going over first shot accuracy today, which is the new shooting mechanic introduced in Fortnite version 3.4 on the 4th of April 2018. Now, before we get into first shot accuracy, if you haven't already watched my video on Bloom Explained, then I would urge you to go watch that video first, because I'm going to be using terms and concepts from that video that I'm not going to explain in this video. And so if you ever feel lost or want to know more about Fortnite shooting mechanics, then watch that video first and then this one, and I promise you, you'll be a god at Fortnite. In this video, we're going to cover 3 subjects. The first is, what is first shot accuracy and how does it work? The second are, what weapons have first shot accuracy and what are the new damage reduction values for each weapon? And the third is going to be, how does this new shooting mechanic compare to the old shooting mechanic? What are the pros versus the cons? You can click the annotations on your screen right now if you want to skip throughout the video to those different subjects. But now let's get into the first and ask the question, what is first shot accuracy? First shot accuracy does exactly what it says on the tin. When you're aiming down sights and standing still, and if your weapon has not been fired recently, then your first shot will be 100% accurate. Now, you'll know that your gun is in a state of first shot accuracy because the aim reticle, your crosshair, will become completely closed to indicate that your next shot is going to be 100% accurate. This means that no longer do you have to worry about Bloom dictating that your bullet will go randomly within the spread. No, your first shot will always be accurate if your crosshair is fully closed. And actually, the reset time between firing your gun is fairly short, meaning that you can tap fire your gun to always have a 100% accurate shot as long as you're standing still. Now, if you were to stand still, then aim down sights and your crosshair indicated that your next shot would be 100% accurate, and then you were to continuously fire, whilst your first shot would be 100% accurate, any other shot after that is going to follow the rules of spread and will go randomly within your crosshair, and you won't have control of exactly where those bullets land. Seem too good to be true? Well, that's because there's a catch. For first shot accuracy to be introduced into the game, there needed to be a damage reduction as well as a damage fall off at range. So let's find out which weapons now have first shot accuracy, as well as what the damage reduction / damage fall offs are. So, what weapons actually have first shot accuracy? Well, the suppressed SMG as well as the tactical SMG, the pistol and the suppressed pistol, the revolver and the hand cannon, the burst assault rifle as well as the assault rifle, and of course the hunting rifle, which has had first shot accuracy for a while now. So that means that the shotguns are excluded from the list of weapons with first shot accuracy, and yes, you are still going to hit for only 6 damage every time you use a tactical shotgun. That has not changed. But what has changed, and is undoubtedly, in my opinion, the most underrated change to the entirety of gameplay and pacing in Fortnite, is that weapons now have a damage fall off based on the distance between you and your opponent when shooting. Each weapon now has an effective range, and anything outside of that effective range, damage reduction will be applied up to a certain percentage depending on how far away you are from your opponent. In this video, I'm going to talk about the revolver, hand cannon, and assault rifles, but if you want to hit that subscribe button, starting next week, I am producing detailed weapon comparison guides for each weapon category, and I'm sure you guys don't want to miss that. Let's start off with the assault rifles then, and that's the assault rifle, the burst assault rifle, and of course the SCAR. Damage fall off will begin at 50 meters, so that means that the rifles will do their max damage up to 50 meters, and then after 50 meters the damage will start to fall off. At 75 meters, that damage reduction is at 80%, and at 100 meters, your damage will be reduced by 65%, and that's the lowest amount of damage that an assault rifle can do. It doesn't go under 65%. Now, crunching the numbers for these assault rifles, I'm going to compare the blue burst rifle to the blue assault rifle to the golden scar. We're going to be looking at the mins and maxes here, so the maximum amount of damage a rifle will deal to anyone closer than 50 meters versus the lowest amount of damage the gun will deal to anyone further than 100 meters. Also worth noting that the burst rifles used to have a headshot multiplier of 2.5, so that's been reduced to 2 times now, which means burst rifles have been completely nerfed. Kicking things off with the blue burst rifle, a body shot will deal 30 damage and a headshot will deal 60. The blue assault rifle's body shot is 33, whereas its headshot is 66. And the golden scar's body shot is 36 versus the headshot that is 72. At 100 meters with the max damage reduction of 65%, the blue burst is now going to deal 19.5 to the body, which visually gets rounded up to 20, and the headshot at 100 meters is 39. The blue assault rifle is going to deal 21.45 to the body, which visually gets rounded up to 22, and a headshot at 100 meters will deal 42.9, which visually gets rounded up to 43. The golden scar will deal 23.4 to the body at 100 meters, which visually gets rounded up to 24, and a headshot will deal 46.8, which visually gets rounded up to 47. So that was a lot of numbers just thrown at your faces, so I wouldn't blame you if you want to pause the video and screen cap the image that we have on video now. Alternatively, in the description is the Google Drive document that I use to calculate all the different damage reductions for each weapon that now has first shot accuracy, including the various rarities as well. So, you know, common, uncommon, rare, all that good stuff. It's all in there. Very useful document. You can go check that out if you wish to. Also worth noting that for any of the values that has a decimal, for example, the golden scar's body shot at 100 meters is 23.4. It visually gets rounded up to 24 in the game, but is dealing 23.4, and so you just don't get to see that 0.6 damage that's missing from your health bar. It's just the way Fortnite works. So what about the revolver and the hand cannon? Both these guns are quite fun to use, but have been very inconsistent in the past. But with first shot accuracy, they have received a massive buff to their potential power, and so it's going to be very interesting to see how they come into the meta. The damage fall off for the revolver and hand cannon begins at 35 meters. Anything lower than 35, it does 100% damage and it starts to fall off. At 60 meters, the damage reduction will be 70%, and at 85 meters, the damage reduction is 40%. Moving into the numbers for the revolver and the deagle, again, we're going to compare top rarity, which is the blue revolver versus the golden deagle, and once more, we're going to talk mins and maxes, so the maximum amount of damage that these guns can deal at anything closer than 35 meters versus the minimum amount of damage that these guns will deal to anything further than 85 meters. Also, both these guns used to have a headshot multiplier of 2.5, which has now been reduced to 2 times, so the headshots now deal less damage. Starting things off with the blue revolver, its body shot is 60, whereas its headshot is now 120, and for the golden deagle, its body shot is 78, where its headshot is now 156. Moving to the max damage reduction of 40% at 85 meters, a blue revolver is now going to deal 24 to the body and 48 to the head at 85 meters, whereas the golden deagle deals 31.2 to the body, which visually gets rounded up to 32, and for a headshot at 85 meters, it's dealing 62.4, which visually gets rounded up to 63. So again, pause the video and screen cap, or check out the Google Drive in the description if you want to learn more about the different various rarities as well as the damage reduction applied to every gun that is now affected by first shot accuracy. That leaves us with one more thing to do. That's to compare the current new shooting model to the old shooting model and work out some pros and cons. Before I give my opinion on the pros versus cons of the first shot accuracy changes, I would love to hear yours in a comment down below. I'll be responding to as many as possible, and whilst you're down there, consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more informative Fortnite content. Let's get started with the pros, because everyone likes good news. First up, Everything is more accurate / less frustrating. This is great news because I'm going to get less salty if I'm being more accurate with my aim, and I think most people will as well. The second pro is that less RNG increases the skill gap between players, and this is really good if Fortnite wants to go competitive with some sort of esports scene. You always want the better player being the worst player in any esports, but in general, that should be the case anyway. The third pro is that now we get to see some crazy deagle and revolver plays. Before, if you hit a cross-map deagle shot or revolver shot, there was a little bit of luck involved. But now, if that happens, I am running to Moisty Mire to avoid that player because they are basically McCree in Fortnite. Moving into the cons, we'll start off with the first, which is that weapons now deal less damage, slowing down the pace and potentially the overall gameplay of Fortnite. This might be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you look at it, but less damage is generally a bad thing. Second one is that you have to stand still to use the first shot accuracy shooting method, and that's not always possible. If I stand still in a team fight, I am likely to get my head blown off by a sniper, and so maybe I don't even get to use first shot accuracy all the time. The third con is that the burst assault rifle and the SMG and pistols all feel really weak, and that's kind of sad because, you know, the burst assault rifle was one of the guns preferred by good players because it promoted shooting and cover. The SMGs and pistols definitely had a place in close range combat, specifically the tactical SMG, which sometimes I would take over a tactical shotgun, but now that I don't have that 2.5 times headshot multiplier, I don't think I'm going to be doing that, and that's kind of sad. So do the pros outweigh the cons in the first shot accuracy shooting method? Well, in my opinion, they do. Less RNG equals higher skill gap, and more accuracy equals less frustration. These are all big winning points for me that is going to go a long way in promoting higher skill gameplay in Fortnite. But maybe you disagree with me, and that's fine, and I'd love to know in the comments below. Guys, thanks so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and share with a friend, as I'm sure they want to know exactly what's going on with first shot accuracy. And subscribe to my channel for more informative Fortnite content, as I'll be uploading a weapon comparison guide in the coming weeks so that you know exactly which weapon to take when, why, and how. All those questions will be answered. I've been Dowsey, thanks for watching my video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.